Good afternoon, everyone. It's June 25th, 2019. And I'm Eric. The other day, Project Veritas put out a video. It was, I think, yesterday, the day before, maybe. When I work, my days start running together. But nonetheless, they put up a video exposing Google's political bias, and they're trying to manipulate the elections. And this should be no surprise, though. Should not. The thing is, both sides, for a long time, have been manipulating the elections. Whoever the deep state, or the Rothschilds, or the big corporations want in there, is going to be in there, regardless of what their political ideology is. Yes, Barack Obama did spy on Donald Trump. But you have to ask yourself, who is Donald Trump spying on? They're spying on all of us. This is not new news. And while Google may have a political bias for the left, there's other outlets that have political bias for the right. And anyone who thinks their ideology is, all that great, well, you're going to be biased. Now, my bias is for freedom. That's what my bias is. I want to be free. I want to be free to make my own decisions without law enforcement interfering in my life. I want to be able to go faster than 30 miles an hour or whatever if I need to. I mean, I can go on and on and on about all the freedoms I want. Bottom line is this. For every problem a society has, whether it be people taking drugs, being stupid, you name it, freedom is the cure, not government. Government is never the cure, and it always makes matters worse. There's a couple of more things here I'm going to discuss in this video since, this topic is very simple. If you belong to a political party, no matter where you are in the world, whether it be a communist party, whether it be a socialist, whether it be Republican, Democrat, or any other, your bias is going to belong to that party. Straight up. And so this is not any news, but you know what is? The fact that Google could not stand to have an opposing view up on their platform. And this is why I'm more and more leaning to BitChute for my uploads. I'll still upload to YouTube, don't get me wrong, but my view count on BitChute is proportional to my subs on BitChute, whereas on YouTube, it's very, very obvious that I'm straight up shadow banned. Brian from High Impact Flicks likes to say he's shadow banned, and yet a lot of his content is monetized. So how can you be shadow banned with being able to monetize video? Me, on the other hand, I've been on this platform for a long time now. And I've had lots of people come and drop in my comment section that, they gave me my props for telling the truth. And that's the problem. They don't want people telling the straight up truth. And that's all I have, is truthfulness, honesty, honor. Without these, I'm nothing. So I'm not going to change my content to fit into YouTube's idea of what I should be. So I'm over here at shtfplan.com. I'm going to hit a couple of these headlines right quick, and there's a couple more actually. U.S. consumer debt surpasses financial crisis levels. Debt levels reached record levels during the Great Recession, which struck the United States about a decade ago. Now, U.S. consumer debt has surpassed those levels, with a record number of Americans living on the edge of disaster. And I guess I would be one of those Americans, unfortunately. Conditions on the streets of San Francisco are comparable to the slums of Mumbai, Jakarta, and Manila. And of course, I've covered the conditions out there quite a bit. And the hotter it gets, the worse it's going to smell, and the worse it's going to be. Once upon a time, some of the most beautiful cities in the entire world were on the West Coast. But those same cities are degrading or degenerating into, they say, drug-infested cesspools of filth and garbage right in front of our eyes. Let me stop right there for a minute. You know, people like to blame the drugs for everything. But here's the thing about that. If the people are lazy, gutless, nasty people in the first place, whether they take drugs or not is irrelevant. They're just nasty people. The drug does not make them nasty. They were nasty before. And if you're a moron, you're going to continue to be a moron. Drugs don't make you stupid. You're just stupid. Straight up. New study. CBD compound could be a weapon against deadly superbugs. I fucking hope so, because I'm not looking forward to possibly getting, CRS again, or staph infection, or any of the rest. I don't want to die of a disease. With superbugs infections on the rise and no way to treat them, a compound in CBD oil is showing promise. The compound could be a new weapon against superbugs, those deadly infectious organisms which have evolved and no longer can be killed by antibiotics. So, a lot of the people will tell you to stock up on antibiotics. Let me ask you something. What good are they going to do against the bugs that are emerging now? I mean, I'm not telling you not to, use antibiotics in your preps, but maybe you want to have something else in there that's capable of killing superbugs. Now, I've had a staph infection on my arm here a couple weeks ago, and I used on it peppermint oil and tea tree oil. It killed it quickly. So UBS Bank, the world's economy, it's not just the United States that's about to collapse, it's the world's. UBS Bank, the world's economy, is one step away from global recession. UBS said on Monday that the world's economy is on the razor's edge of a recession, meaning the Federal Reserve could cut interest rates soon. Central banks tend to ease monetary policy when there's a looming threat to economic stability. And we don't really have economic stability now. Alright, so now I'm at DC Clothesline. Denver elects a full-blown communist. Says she'll help usher in communism by any means necessary. And when people say any means necessary, that's a straight-up threat. That's what communists do. They threaten people. But this is what she says here. I don't believe our current economic system actually works. Capitalism, by design, is extractive, and in order to generate profit in a capitalist system, something has to be exploited. That's land, labor, or resources. And I'm not going to even try to say this chick's name, but we'll call her Baca, because her last four of her name is B-A-C-A, Baca. Now, that's true to a point. When you live in a rigged capitalist system, it's no longer a capitalist system. Our system is already very communist. Central bank is a pillar of communism. But when they say, by any means necessary, they mean through force. They mean through violence. That's what it means. And in a true, open, free market, it wouldn't be nearly as bad as it is right now. Because the market would decide what ideas suck, which ones are good. We would not be using internal combustion engines anymore. But in a rigged market, all these technologies are suppressed, and she's right. All these things are exploited. Land, labor, resources. In an open market, solutions are found. Just saying. See if there's anything else on here to talk about. Militia steps in after liberal government threatens to arrest Republican lawmakers. Well, we'll see how far that goes when you know, the bullets start flying. So, and there was something else. They ran off. They disappeared, and the governor of Oregon is combing the planet looking for them. So, now I talked about this. If you face up to a $500 speeding ticket for riding bicycles over 15 miles an hour in Denver. I mean, it's so strange to hear that, too, because, you know, they'll trust you to pop magic mushrooms, but ride your bike a little faster than 15, you're screwed. Oh, just, there's so much stuff I can't cover it all. I work a full-time job, and, well, unfortunately, that gives me a lot less time to do the stuff I like doing, including this. They issued arrest warrants for those senators, by the way. So, there's no end in sight for us. The same shit's going to keep on happening. It's going to keep on escalating, and it's not leading anywhere good. Which is why you should be prepared. This is why you should have a gun, a couple of them, crossbow, compound bow, regular bow, with at least, they say 40 pound. I recommend higher than that, but they say 40 pounds will take down a deer from a good distance. So, and it's easier to pull back, but life straws, iodine, all this stuff. You're going to need it. I promise you. You're going to need it. Anyway, I thought I'd share all this stuff with you. I hope you have a good afternoon. And until next time, kill the state, live free.